This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So please stay tuned. Hello everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are... Hello everybody, and welcome back to what is a little bit of a live stream test here. We've had no end of trouble with the internet connection recently. Recording videos is easily possible. There doesn't seem to be any trouble at all in the quality of that. But when it comes to carrying out a bit of a live stream, the connection just never seems to be there, unfortunately. So what I've decided to do is I've tried to start this first May bank holiday with a live stream, because the live streams still need to be done. First things first, hello and welcome to the channel. My name's Paul. This is my own personal channel, used for whatever I feel like talking about at the time. Mainly, since it has been used properly, it's been used predominantly for horse racing. So this is going to be another horse racing stream at the moment. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a look at all the National Hunt horses on the maybe list and deciding which ones myself I will be moving forward with over the next season. Obviously, I will be expecting people to use a bit of discernment and to be making their own decisions and not simply following me blindly. But I do feel that there's some horses on here that definitely have potential for next season, mainly due to the fact that possibly they've not been seen since I identified them. Well, I myself have decided they will improve from like bumpers to hurdles or hurdles to bumpers, and I'm still willing to chance with them. And there are some that have just out and out failed and will probably not be moved forward with by myself next season. Other people may, of course, like the horses and think totally different about them. We've got a fair few on the list. So the stream I think is always going to be what it is. So I think we might as well just try and get started and see if we can get these done with some sort of viable network connection, and then that will enable me to watch it back the next time and see what possible improvements could be made. We might just need a stronger network connection. Excuse me, we might just need a more powerful computer, which is always difficult because I run a voluntary project, non-profit. So new equipment is always a bit of a problem. But hopefully we will be able to get through this one. I'm now going to try and stop waffling, although it is in my best interest really just to keep... That's the trouble with me. I'll keep waffling more while the stream's perfect, and then I'll start and it will drop. I don't know how it does it. Maybe I should just waffle less and just crack on. So this is what's going to happen now. We're going to start a look now at the horses. The first one I'm going to take a look at is one that probably won't be moved forward with. Juvenile hurdler off the flat. People will see it ran quite well at Cheltenham. It ran to 135 when placed in the Grade 3 hurdle at Cheltenham. The juvenile handicap hurdle, the Alfred Winter. But to me, I think the horse exposed itself at Grade 2 level on its next start at April in the Fairyhouse meeting when it was only 6th of 8 behind Bottler's Secret, where it actually ran, apart from its race on its debut, where it's behind Interlotto, it actually ran its worst race in the biggest race it needed to win. But it's ran to 135 over hurdles. But me, I think personally it's a similar sort of horse on the flat. It ran quite well outside of Pack and Company on the flat, and then was well and truly exposed on the flat. Me personally, I can't see how the same thing is not going to happen again, especially as next season it will be going in a second season hurdler, 5-year-old hurdler, or they will be forced to go novice chasing with it. Me personally, I don't necessarily think it's bred to go for novice chasing. So it's a tricky one for me. I will probably leave this one off next year's maybe list and just try and watch it go round. The next one, D Capo, is in a tricky situation, I think. I thought I had this one cracked 3 runs ago, just before the Cheltenham Festival, when it beat Ashtail Bob by 1 3/4 lengths, running to a mark of 146. By far and away the best mark it had ever ran over hurdles. Since then, though, they upped it up into Grade 2 novice hurdle, and it was pulled up. And then, for some bizarre reason, the horse was sent into the abyss of handicap hurdles. Wasn't even a novice race. 11th at the recent Punchestown Festival, when asked to carry top weight round there. I mean, but to me, I like this horse. I'm not going to make no bones about it. I like this horse. It's by a stallion I like, off a dam line I like, and I'm hoping. Well, like I said, that second run was an absolute disaster for me. I was hoping to win that day, and I could do a video about it. But it's funny how horses go. Sometimes the horses do seem to go the way that people do not want them to. And D Capo, I think, has been a little bit guilty of that. Hopefully, it will bounce back as a novice chaser next season. 146 novice hurdler, which means we should be looking at around 151, 152 as a novice chaser. And that, to me, would put it in the mix if it could improve. I'm probably going to leave this one on the list. I like this one. The next one, arguably one of the darkest horses in racing, I think, Irancy. Trained by Willie Mullins and owned by Ireland's biggest gambler, J.P. McManus. The horse hasn't been seen since it was third behind Firefox out of 24 runners on the 2nd of December, when it ran to a mark of 115 on what was its Irish hurdle debut. So the horse is still a maiden. It could go for next year's Supreme Novices Hurdle. The horse hasn't lost its maiden. But I don't know about this. I like this horse as well. I think this is a sneaky one. By Sadex out of Nasora. It's obviously a well-bred horse, so it wouldn't be on the list. But to me, I think this one that people have to leave on any list. It hasn't done anything wrong, really, since the day I identified it. Mainly due to the fact that the horse has not ran since. But Ireland's biggest gambler knows the time of day. And this is the sort of weapon that I would like to go to war with if I was Ireland's biggest gambler. Be interesting to see how this horse goes next season. Irancy, nice horse. Sticking with Ireland's biggest gambler, Birdie or Bust. Ronnie Omelette's favourite horse. This, to me, horse has done nothing wrong. Beautifully bred horse. Side by Walk in the Park. Beautiful dam line as well. And this, to me, has had a solid enough season. It's beaten by Brighter Days Ahead at Grade 3 level. It then come out and beat Fun in a listed race at Fairless in December. And then at March, in the Grade 2 Mares Novice Hurdle, Ran the best race of her life, Racing Post rating of 140 to finish third behind Golden Ace and Brighter Days Ahead. This to me is a tricky one to predict, this Henry de Bromhead trained horse. Are they going to go the mare's hurdle route, or are they going to go novice chasing with it? Me personally, what I would do is I would be on the fence. As Ireland's biggest gambler, I'll be listening to my trainer, because this to me I think shows potential regarding pedigree over both hurdles and fences. And to me is definitely a horse that I will be keeping on the maybe list next season. If it was to go novice chasing and win first time out next season, then it would stand a fantastic chance of getting on its own video on the channel. But horses in open company in the mare's hurdle, it'd probably have to win one or two of them listed races now outside a novice company to see what they would, if she will go round in the mare's hurdle. But there is the mare's chase as well, you see. There's no novice chase, but there is a chase. So it'll be interesting to see which route Connections decide to go down with Birdie or Bust. Nice horse again, I think. The next one over to the UK now. Frustrating horse, this one, Gidley Park. So another one sired by Walk in the Park. This one is from the family of Denman. This horse arguably has frustrated me the most of quite a lot of the horses that I've been looking at because it just isn't improving. We'll see there on its second run in a Class 3 novice hurdle at Newbury in December, the horse ran to 136. And since then, it's won a Group 2 and finished 6th in a Group 1. And it just hasn't improved for doing that. Very disappointing the way that the UK horses are progressing at the moment. And this, to me, is the sort of horse that epitomises why UK horses are struggling so badly. I mean, the races just aren't there to improve the horse. I mean, you're looking there, he needs to be 142, 147, even a little bit of improvement. 142 for winning a Grade 2. Surely not the same rating as winning a novice hurdle under a penalty. And then to finish 6th in the Grade 1 Albert Bartlett, they've rated it less than winning a novice hurdle. I mean, to me, it's an interesting one when it goes novice chasing, obviously, from the family of Denman. I don't necessarily see the horse as much of a staying chaser, if I'm completely honest with you. I mean, staying hurdler, if I'm completely honest with you at this stage. I think they will try and go novice chasing with Gidley Park. And he's one that's probably could find himself in the same boat. He'll probably win his novice chase, run to about 141 maybe on his first novice chase. And then when in a graded novice chase, he'll probably run to the same. You know, there has to be an evidence that the horse is actually improving before I take my time on it. My time is very precious. Just notice there that he beat the Jukebox Man by 6 lengths in a day on debut at Biting the Bumper. I mean, that run hasn't worked out too badly, has it? You know, this is a promising horse, but again, with being based in the UK, I mean, is there any worse place for a horse to be based than the United Kingdom? I'm not entirely sure there is. So that is why I'm very reluctant to even recommend any. Gidley Park's got it all to do. Hopefully, he'll be able to string a few runs together over chases, maybe 2, where he improves every time. And then I can really get behind the horse as some sort of RSA horse, 3-miler. The next horse is one of my favourites. I love the pedigree of this horse, Breaking Castle. Trained by Ben Brookhouse, owned by what I think is his father. Sired by Shantu, out of a dam called Glorious 12. This is related to Impervious, and the French 3-year-old hurdler I found going round the other day in France. Enjoy. Glorious 12 is also, I think, out of Bilboa. Breaking Castle, to me, is another one I'd love to have seen more of. I identified it just before it ran that day in December 2023. When I looked at the field, I thought, yeah, I'll chance this one. Put this on the maybe list. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough to win that day. But I think you can see that the horse is solid. Running to 120 twice and 123 in bumpers. I can't wait for this horse to go novice hurdling next season. Again, I think Ben Brookhouse is based in the UK. I'm assuming he is, unfortunately for him. But this is a nice horse, Breaking Castle, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it gets on. An absolute no-brainer regarding moving forward with this one. Next season, down memory lane. Another one by Walk in the Park, trained by Gordon Elliott, owned by Ireland's biggest gambler, JP McManus. I mean, off the top of my head, I can't remember what this one is related to. But again, JP McManus smacks of licking its wounds, really, after being smashed by 45 lengths by Caldwell Potter in the Grade 1. You'll see there, this is one that didn't really even run up to its that bumper mark over hurdles. It was 125 rated National Hunt Flat Horse, and it has only ran to its best of 116 when winning its maiden hurdle in what's quite early in the season in November 2023. You couldn't rate it any higher than that, really, when it was slammed by 45 lengths by the mighty Caldwell Potter, who, of course, is one of mine. But he finished third in a Group 1 and wasn't seen again. I think JP McManus might just be giving the horse a bit more time. Obviously, it's lost its maiden status now over hurdles. So if it was to remain hurdling next season, it would be having to go down the open race route. But to me, I think they'll probably go novice chasing with it. And it's one of them where if it wins a similar boat, he's win 1 or 2, really, and show good steady improvement. I can't see how this won't be a 140 rated chaser. Just wish it had shown more form over hurdles after it had raced Caldwell Potter. But it was put well and truly in its place that day, wasn't it? And I can see why that they didn't. But it doesn't help me work out how good this horse is. So this one has to stay on the maybe list, really. The next one, another Gordon Elliott trained horse owned by Bective Stud, arguably the best horse, not with a video of its own at the moment, Firefox. The horse just keeps finishing second. It beat Ballyburn by 2.5 lengths that day in Fairy House in December. If it had beat Reed and Tommy Wrong that day, I had a couple in that race that day, Lawlers of Nace, they both lost. Lecky Watson and this one. Then I would have been able to get it onside. But since then, it has raced with massive credit in all the three big festivals, really. Third in the Supreme Novices at Cheltenham. Second in the Grade 1 at Aintree. Second in the Grade 1 at Punchestown. And what's more, you see, despite losing, the horse is improving. You know, the horse has started this year 135 with a win over Ballyburn, arguably the best novice hurdler of the season. I don't think there's any arguably about that. And you see, it's steadily improved. 143, 147, 152. And this to me would be, even though the video hasn't been made at the moment, would be one of my leading Arkle hopes at this stage for next season, Firefox. The horse has done nothing wrong over hurdles. Hopefully, I will be able to get the horse on side and get a video done on it, because the horse has got an interesting pedigree, and I'd like to discuss it on video and go into it a bit more. But the horse just needs to win at the right times for me to enable myself to do that. Very solid horse, 8 out of 10. It's only been out the first 3 twice in its career. We've already got a 152 rated hurdler. I mean, this could be a 165 rated novice chaser quite easily. That would be good enough to be competitive in most Arkles in my lifetime, I think people would find. So, yeah, good strong contender, Firefox, for novice chasing next season. I'm very unlucky not to be on the channel already. The next one, Search for Glory, getting on a bit compared to some of these, 7-year-old. Another one trained by Gordon Elliott, owned by the Bilderbergers, Gigginstown stud, side by Fame and Glory. This one really has to hit the ground running novice chasing, I think, mainly because the horse has had 11 runs already in its career. It's proved to be quite a decent horse. I think when it's trotted round that day against the Harvard guy, running to a mark of 141 over hurdles, it did prove it was a pattern race of quality horse over 3 miles. The horse is a dual Grade 3 winner. As you'll see there, it was 7th in the race. The Albert Bartlett, we had Gidley Park 6th in that race, another maybe. This one to me, though, really it's had probably 4 times the amount of runs as Gidley Park. So obviously, if it was to win first 2 novice chasers, is it one that they could get out early? I do believe it's well bred enough to be a pattern race novice chaser from the late stallion Fame and Glory. But to me, The horse is quite exposed, isn't it? And it is one that definitely needs to hit the ground running in novice chases after a few hurdle starts, it's fair to say. One that benefited last season, the third behind Monty's Star, you see, is good form in a Grade 3 novice hurdle last season. Then seventh behind Apple Away at Aintree. It was one that benefited from not losing its maiden tag in its first novice hurdle season, wasn't it? And then this year they brought it back and they've done well. Really? It'd be interesting to see what campaign the horse gets over fences. Definitely one for me. Still be on the maybe list. Not losing many at the moment, are we? This could be another one that we could lose. Interlotto. Interlotto, trained by Joseph O'Brien and owned by Simon Munier and Isaac Sweddy. This one was aimed really, picked for maybe for the Triumph Hurdle. Never got to the race. So this is another one rather like Nadawi that's in the boat of being either a second season hurdler or a novice chaser. I think looking at the mare, it's probably related to Estimate and all them, Enzelli. Maybe, I don't want to guess, ignore that, it might just be a guess. But very interesting horse, you'll see the form of it. And another one, it might as well be racing in the UK, this one, it's doing a fine Gidley Park impersonation. Winning to 1-3-1 on its first start and then not improving in 3 runs. It was 7th in the Leopardstown Grade 1 hurdle and it was 4th, well beaten that day, in the Aintree Grade 1 hurdle, despite skipping the Triumph. And again, I think there might be better. It's going to be hard to make a case for this one as a second season hurdler. Will they go novice chasing with it at 5? Arguably, they could. That's probably what I'd do with it. Doesn't look good enough to be a top class second season hurdler at 5. So to me, they've sort of backed themselves into the corner with this one to the extent that they probably have to go novice chasing with it for it to be competitive at the top level. To me, it's got it all to do. Will it be a 140, probably 142 novice chasing if it wins first time out? You think probably, and then it's got it all to find really with some of the others. Be interesting to see if it can make a decent 2-miler, Arkle contender. It's going to have to be good. You know, it's fallen short over hurdles. It's one of them that could it fall short over fences. If it does go fencing, it's gonna have to work hard. I think that one. This one again, one of the dark horses. I've never even heard of the trainer, William Durkan. William Durkan, sorry, that would be, wouldn't it? So owner of the 3D partnership. The horse. I looked at the pedigree of it. I thought I've got to include this horse in case it wins, and then it refused to race. Jordan is the name of the horse, sired by Master Marvel, out of a dam called Deme. I mean, I don't know what this horse is related to. I mean, it's been ages since it refused to race in December. I don't know what's happened to the horse. I've not heard anything about it. This obviously is the ultimate maybe of maybes at this stage. Hopefully William Durkan's got a nice horse. That's Irish horse, I know that much. It did race at Leopardstown. Well, it was meant to race at Leopardstown. But to me, it just didn't race. So this one is obviously no further ahead of this one than we were when I identified it. The same to be said of the next one, I Am River. Like this horse. Very nice horse, side by Getaway, out of a Yates side dam. This is one that raced against Staffordshire Knot on its debut on New Year's Day and it was pulled up. It was odds-on favourite that day, owned by Ireland's biggest gambler, trained by Willie Mullins. There'd be more than enough in the pedigree to suggest that people keep an eye on this one. And hopefully next time it will get round a bit, another year on its back. Will they keep going at bumper horses? Or will they go into maiden hurdles? Be very interesting to see the capabilities of this horse. I like this horse. The connections are right. The pedigree is right. And I'm hoping it can win 2 or 3 on the trot next year. Maybe get a novice hurdle video done on the old boy. I like this one. I Am River. My mate Staffordshire Knot in the same race as last time. Didn't do himself any favours at all yesterday. It wasn't yesterday, a couple of days before actually when he ran in the Grade 1 at the Punchestown. That was an awful run. It nearly hit the fence. I mean, that there's an interesting ex-military account on Twitter. And that account is of the view that sale was cursed. You know, Caldwell Potter's sale when he went, the Caldwell construction sale. Be interesting to see. This will be one of the leading lights from that sale for me. It's from the family of Cloudy Lane. Sorry. So it's a staying chaser. So I'll let people judge over 2 miles, 4.5 furlongs over hurdles and wait. I think it showed decent form. I think that day when it's fourth behind Largy Hill over 2 miles 5. And again, no match at all for one of ours. Brighter days ahead at Aintree. But it wouldn't be there in the first horse for that to be the case of. And then pulled up, like I said, behind Ballyburn at Punchestown recently. There will be roundups for Aintree in Punchestown, but I've got to get this done first. Just so I can close the tab down, really. Get on with it, put them to the back burner for a few months. So Staffordshire Not To Me, another one who needs to hit the ground novice chasing next year. Another one from the family of Denman. I would be fairly certain that he will go novice chasing. Will he end up in the same sort of races as Gidley Park? We'll have 2 then. Oh no, this is a Cloudy Glen one, sorry, isn't it? Not Denman, my mistake. So this is an interesting horse. Yeah, Whitney obviously needs further. Is it national one chase type maybe? 3 miles 6 furlongs even. Or like our military proxy thinks on Twitter, is the horse just destined to be part of a cursed sale? Time will tell, but I like the horse, Staffordshire Not. The next one, Manila Kakuna, has been on the maybe list for nearly 2.5 years. Very unfortunate horse. It's Grade 1 winning hurdler. But then it was absolutely slammed all over the track in the 2 Grade 1s. I was hoping then to include it as a novice chaser in 2022. It was beaten on debut by Classic Getaway, which wasn't ideal. Went into a mark of 149, which is about right. I think where I would like them then. It wasn't seen for nearly over a year. Came back in December 2023 as a novice chaser. And since then, I think it's been put in its place a few times in open company. Beaten by what I consider to be an average horse, an American Mike in a Grade 2 novice chase. But to be fair to the horse has bounced back in handicaps. Has it ever? It's finished 3rd in the Irish Grand National and it's won the Sandown Bet365 Gold Cup. Other bookies are available that don't close your account down when you win. Interesting horse. Whether from my channel perspective, where does it go? Probably nowhere. The horse isn't a novice next season. I don't think it's top class. And I don't like. It's not. Is it? It's a solid. It's a good handicap chaser, isn't it? You know, it's a horse that really they have to be looking at the Grand National with. I think. Yeah. And Ella Kakuna. It's only 9. Seems bred for the job, doesn't he? Looking at him, but he's sneaking up the weights now. You see, he's now rated 158 over fences, 7 higher than when he won by a neck at Sandown. I think he's one they might have to sneak round in hurdles for a few weeks, wait for the Grand National weights to come out, and then try with him. Yeah, could he win a Grand National, Manila Kakuna? Probably very rare that you will see this on a maybe list or a video now, because I like novices. You know, I go for the novices, I go for novice hurdles, novice chasers, and then hopefully once they get to open company, they're already multiple Grade 1 hurdle chase winners. You know, then I just let them go round in novice company. This is one that's in that boat, I think. Manila Kakuna. Nice horse. All points bulletins for this horse, I think. The nice guy. Will be 10 next season, trained by Willie Mullins. Hasn't been seen since doing the Cheltenham and Punchestown double in 2022, running to identical marks of 156. Here we beat Manila Kakuna twice. This is a very nice horse, Fame and Glory side horse. It just hasn't been seen. I don't know whether no reports from the Racing Post telling me that the horse is dead or injured. It's just a shame, really, that the horse hasn't managed to get on the track and go for what I would have considered to have been a novice chase campaign that people would be looking forward to. Disappointing that it's not been on the track. I will never dismiss the horse until I hear that he's either retired or died, because I like the horse. Malcolm Denmark's an owner that I've always sort of done well with his horses. Very interesting horse, I think, the nice guy. It's just a shame that it hasn't been seen on the track since April 2022. Over 2 years now. But that's nothing in National Hunt Racing. The horse is only 9. Let's see if the horse reappears next season. And if it does reappear, how much ability the horse has got left. Another way is related to Conchatista. Same owners and connections, Simon Munier and Isaac Sweddy from the family of Conchatista. Good flat pedigree, side by Anadin, out of a dam called Zagzig. This is one that I probably will let go, to be fair to it. 5-year-old gelding, it's not as good as Conchatista, I don't think. I'd actually watched it go round a couple of times on the flat. I'd actually been unfortunate enough to chance this one a couple of times on the flat. That race there, when it raced Alpen Bloom, who's Alpinista's sister. I think I chanced it in that race. And it's just not as good. And I think people can see that over hurdles as well. Despite it running to a mark of 140 when it won a maiden hurdle by 12 lengths in January 2024. Since then, it fell. It looked as though the race could have been at its mercy that day when it fell behind Captain Cody in the Grade 2 at Fairyhouse in March. It was just coming to make a run, but it unfortunately fell. And then it was very disappointing when it lost in a £10,000 egg and spoon race at Punchestown recently. I mean, that is probably the run that seals the fate of the horse, really. I don't like my horses beating egg and spoon non-pattern races when I'm following so many. I tend to just dump them a bit. Could the horse come back over fences and improve? Well, Conchatista, to me, it won a few fences, a few chases, sorry. But to me, I never thought the horse was bred to go chasing, so I don't necessarily think this one is as well. They might pinch 1 or 2 or 3 with it. But I do think there will be more solid propositions over fences than this, the pedigree of this one. Another way. I think it's one people need to use discernment on, really, if they're watching this video and just make their own minds up on the horse. Me, personally, I'll probably leave it with a heavy heart. You know, I don't like to dump horses, but, you know, this isn't no place for sentiment, unfortunately. The next one, Stoke the Fire. This one really is in a bit of no man's land. I didn't actually know it ran on the 4th of May. I actually missed it that day, which was good, because it finished 6th in a handicap. Turned out very quickly last week to win a £4,000 Perth novice hurdle. It added a few £1,000s to the Willie Mullins UK Trainers Fund there. But to me, this horse could be quite interesting on the flat. It's got a decent flat pedigree. You see there, it didn't really race many times on the flat. Or did it race on the flat there? Yeah, it did. £48,000 handicap there. It was a runner-up in the November handicap last year. I don't know whether this horse offers more over flat than over hurdles. I picked it up as a novice hurdler just because it was well bred, quite by a stallion I like, Vadamos, and there was enough on the dam side. I mean, this to me, I've got a couple, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 on this list like this. This could be one that a sort of flat maybes off the hurdle list. Sort of the opposite of how the Derby gone. It's owned by Middleton Park Racing Ireland, which I would associate more with flat racing than jumps racing. Yeah, you notice there that the flat has finished the last 4 times on the flat. It's finished 2nd. So what on earth am I setting myself up for here? But to me, I can't dismiss this horse. You know, to me, it's a Newman horse. You know, it's a horse that I'm watching go round, and I'm hoping it will sneak one in at one point. And interesting that it had to run to £8 lower than it took to finish placed in the Thurles Novice Hurdle to win a Perth Egg and Spoon handicap race. Sure, another indicator really of the poorness of UK national hunt racing. This one to me, if it was to have a poor flat campaign, I probably would dump it ahead of the next national hunt season. But to me, I don't know, if it's an Ebor couple, Ebor horse or something. You know what these people are like, Willie Mullins. You know, they're going to go to Australia, can end up anywhere, stay the trip. It's not a badly bred horse. Very interesting horse to me, Stoke the Fire, considering the connections it's with. Let's see how it gets on the flat. Another one we're going to take a look at is in the same boat, actually, Jesse Evans. 8-year-old gelding trained by Noel Mead. I mean, I've identified this horse and a couple of others that I'm going to talk about in a minute, just mainly through looking at other horses. I'm thinking, yeah, this one, there could be a little bit more to come in this one. You see, Jesse Evans is a good horse, 156 rated hurdler. 100 rated on the flat. It's finished 3rd in its only stakes race, where it was 3rd in the Curragh in November in the Loftbound Stakes. You'll see over hurdles, I think it's won a Greatwood, hasn't it? I know it was a second behind Zarek the Brave in the Grade 3 Galway hurdle of 2003. Did it win well, am I thinking it's won a Greatwood hurdle, this horse? I'm getting it confused. Oh, I'm getting it confused with another horse. I must be. There doesn't seem to be a Greatwood hurdle win in the form of this horse. Is that the Coral Cup? The County Hurdle? Yeah, I'm getting it confused with another horse that did win the Greatwood, not this one. But to me, I was hoping it'd either go novice chasing before, they haven't raced it at all over the jumps this year. Which to me would indicate to me that Noel Mead might think it's got a bit of more mileage left on the flat. Excuse me. So you think side horse? To me, I think this is similar to the last one. I'd have loved to have seen it try and jump a fence, being a 156 rated hurdler, but they haven't really shown any inclination to do that. It's raced 15 times over hurdles and 14 times over on the flat, and not once has it even jumped a fence. So Noel Mead must think that it can't jump fences, or he's schooled it and he knows it can't. But this horse has got some decent bits of form. It's a well-bred horse. This is another one I'm going to keep a close eye on a maybe list, without any shadow of a doubt. The next one, 6-year-old Gelding, Blizzard of Oz, trained by Willie Mullin, sired by Arctic Cosmos. Out of a definite article side dam, definite JT. This one to me is interesting because I do think that this one could have hopes over fences. You see there, it's ran round quite well, but to me it's a frustrating horse. I watched it that day. I actually identified Killaney King, more of him later on in the video. And this one beat it, and I looked at the pedigree of both of them and I thought, yeah, I can see they're both quite similar. So you'll see then, since it's ran to 122 there in December, the horse has proven to fallen short over hurdles. Again, they're beaten 4th out of 17 in the auction series final. That was a poor run, rating to a mark of 136. That could have exposed the horse. I've watched this horse go around a couple of times. I'm impressed with the way it travels. So this is one I do think could be more of a possibility over fences than some of the other ones we've looked at. So I'm willing to give this one one or two chances over fences, I think, to prove to me whether I don't think it's going to be an Arkle horse, even though its wins have come at 2 miles. It's one at 2 mile 3 as well. Will it be an intermediate horse? Will it be an RSA horse? I'm going to give this one a bit more time and maybe 1 or 2 runs next season probably before the horse is totally dismissed. It's a horse I think shows a fair bit of potential still. The next one would have to come as a maybe at this stage. Rickety Bridge, 5-year-old gelding trained by Paul Nichols, side by Capguard. It's from the family of Big Bucks. I'm always willing to try them. But Big Bucks, Bucks Boom, there's some good horses on that damn line. I identified this one when it won a maiden hurdle in March. It won that run into a mark of 110, which is obviously very bad indeed. It won by 4 1/4 lengths on its hurdle debut, so it's not a novice for next season. It was 4th in a listed race behind my old mate Brecon Castle as well. So I do think that this one is probably a chaser in the making. But it's a very unexposed horse, but the ratings of the horse, very low indeed, 110. It's probably got 2 stone to find. It has to improve plenty. But we'll see what the pedigree does, I think, of this one with Rickety Bridge. But if they were to start handicap show early with it and getting it beat, then it'd be dismissed fairly quickly. This one, I think. Ennis Kerry ran its best chase performance the other day, went 3rd out of 17 in a listed handicap chase, went into a mark of 152. And that was off a 274 break, It's 152 rated chaser. This is another one that I've identified through looking at other horses, really. The Jeremy side horse. This one, to me, could have more to come. If you notice, it's raced once on the flat and it's won. Run into a mark of 78 and it won by 6 lengths. So I think this is another one that they've obviously it's obviously in decent form. Are they going to try this one on the flat? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking they're going to try and do with this one. This again is a similar thing to the age of the horse. The age will be 11 next year. So even though I've identified the horse really by looking at other jumps horses, it is one that probably will end up having one flat campaign and coming back for the second half of this year, and then the horse will turn 11. And I don't know if there's any more. It might be a Galway horse. I suppose. Over in Ireland, where it could run on the flat. But to me, this is one that people have to use a bit of a discernment on. They don't follow the same dam lines as me. They're not as invested in some of these dam lines as me. And what's more is they're not as far in front as me to be able to absorb any losses that this horse might incur. But to me, I'm not giving up on the horse yet. Others will be free to do differently. The next one, Regent Stroll, this one out of Pretty Puttons, another one from the Denman line. 5-year-old gelding, Paul Nicholls trained. It won that big £59,000 National Hunt flat race in March at Newbury by 5 lengths. It's a good horse that day. It won well. Run into a mark of 119 in National Hunt Sphere. The horse is currently unbeaten. From the family of Denman. I mean, we've got to watch this go round in novice hurdles, haven't we, boys and girls? Bloody hell. Could have found a good one here. Who knows? Time will tell. There's not really much to say about it because the horse hasn't really raced many times. It's pure potential at this time, which to me is exactly what this maybe list is for. Just keeping an eye on ones that you don't really want to commit to. Maybe it's a great chaser, which means you've really got a couple of years to wait for the horse. But if this horse was to come out and win 2 novice hurdles and went to about 130, 135, a bit like Gidley Park, then it could have a chance. Nice horse. Copec Day Board, 4-year-old gelding, trained by Willie Mullins, owned by the Monabeg Investments Limited. No risk at all, sire. Good, strong French pedigree. Winner of the £52,000 National Hunt flat race at the end of March at Fairyhouse by 13 lengths. Beat Clap of Thunder very easily that day. Won into a mark of 124. Good horse, this. A very good French pedigree, and hopefully this is one that will make its mark in novice hurdles next season. And we could be talking about this one in a video at some point. Very nice horse. The dam of it was decent. I can't remember the name of it. It's got a nice pedigree, this one. And hopefully Copec Day Board is one just sitting waiting. Sitting waiting for time to pass. We don't want to be identifying novice hurdlers next season, do we? We want them all on side now. And this is certainly one that looks to have some sort of a chance of making a decent novice hurdler, in my view. The next one I'm probably going to do a video on some point if they can manage to not get it beaten in the time. It's from the family of Solarina. It's owned by Coolmore, John Magnier colours. Trained by Philip Fenton, side by Walk in the Park. It's from the family of Solarina. You see there, it's just recently won in April 2024. Butch Cassidy went into a mark of 109. Long way to go yet, but with that pedigree, impossible to ignore. An unbeaten horse, that well bred. Hopefully they will keep it unbeaten, and then I can come back and have it when the time is quiet. Not many quiet times during the flat, to be fair. This is on the to-do list, this video, on Butch Cassidy. So that one is still very much of interest. Hopefully they won't get it beat twice before I get a chance to do the video. Well, I think we'll be slipping down back into the maybe list. Now we're getting to a few of the others that were struggling in their respective spheres that I'd identified them in. Stay Away Faye. Another Paul Nicholls trained horse, 7-year-old gelding, arguably the most frustrating horse I follow just because I've not been able to show my genius with the horse in full effect by getting the video out before it won the 2023 Albert Bartlett at 18-1. Went into a mark of 151 in the process. There's so little time between Cheltenham and Aintree. There's so much going on as well. You've got early classic trials and that, especially in America, that when it got beat at Aintree, there didn't give me enough time. I had a month to get the video done between March and April. When it came out, I was hoping it'd skip Aintree, you see, once it won there. And I could just do it in the winter sometime. But connections caught me out. And they caught themselves out as well, really, I think, by exposing their own horse when it finished 4th. Over fences, it won its first 2 chases, including a Grade 2, when it beat the ill-fated Giovinco by 1.5 lengths at Sundown in December. But its best run was in defeat, 162 rated behind Capodanno. And since then, it's been pulled up twice, pulled up in the Sun Alliance Chase at Cheltenham, and then pulled up in its first try at Open Company in the Grade 3 Scottish Grand National at Aintree, when it was seemingly unfancied at all as well. I mean, this horse to me, it so clearly missed the boat regarding my channel. It's one that will probably go off the maybe list next year as well. The horse is not a maybe anymore. The horse is what it is. Is it good enough for a good second season chase campaign in the UK? It might be a Charlie Hall type horse or something. I do think when it races the Irish horses, it will get put in its place. I really do think that, sadly. So, again, people use their discernment. They might like the horse more than me. Stay away, Fate. Proven graded performer, without any shadow of a doubt. But I think it's been found wanting at the top level. Marine Nationale, another Barry Connell horse, sired by French Navy. I mean, I had a look at this one. I was trying to get it on side because it was looking like the dominant Arkle horse, wasn't it, for a while? It beat Facile Vega to win the Supreme Novices Hurdle last year, winning to a mark of 158. It was also beat Irish Point ahead. And Irish Point's been running quite well as well. And then it won on chase debut, went into a mark of 156 by 8.5 lengths. But I think they've campaigned this horse atrociously. It was well beaten by Il Était Temps. A performance at the time, what people thought was appalling. But not so much now, I don't think. It's lowered the flags of a few good horses this year, Il Était Temps, if these races are to be believed at face value. But Marine Nationale has got a decent enough German flat pedigree. So I was looking to try and get the horse on side, just so I can have a little talk about it. So that's still the plan. Hopefully, is it a champion chase horse? Impossible to tell. After only two chase runs. One thing is for certain, it's no longer a novice. So the horse has been forced into a Open Company on the back of only 2 chase runs. To me, it'll be very interesting how they campaign this horse. Marine Nationale. The horse has raced 7 times and won 6 times. It's obviously the sort of horse that a channel like this wants to keep an eye on. A winner's channel. But the run last time was, like I said, I noticed it won its point-to-point debut in November. Heading into novice hurdles, I was hopeful. I must admit I was hopeful. But since it's round, look at that awful horse. It's going round at less than 3-1 and it's running. Its last 2 runs have been below 100. That run even below 80. It's been beaten 75 lengths in its last 2 starts. I mean, this horse has to be the biggest comeback of all time. Am I going to give it? It's still a maiden hurdler. Are they going to give it time? Are they going to come back and try and win maiden hurdles with it next season? Are they going to go chasing with it next season? Time will obviously tell. I've noticed we've got a few frame rates dropping at the moment. Unfortunately, the video has managed to last 53 minutes. Doing quite well, but at the moment it seems to have dropped right off, sadly. So we'll rattle through these failures because the frame rate is dropping a little bit. People will have to make their own mind up, I think, with Kalani King, what they do. It's a horse, to me, that has massively disappointed me. This one here for the Bilderbergers, 6-year-old mare, Palace Athene. It's arguably been even worse. Again, point-to-point on debut, 82. It's one I noticed at the pedigree, though, that I did say at the time, this is a chaser. It's bred to be a chaser. And look at the hurdle form of the horse has been absolutely atrocious. And again, a total 100% Bilderberger bookies horse. I mean, Gordon Elliott, he is what he is. That man, isn't he? I think it's clear to see. But this horse will have to improve stones over fences and probably win 3 on the trot or something before I even consider the horse. The next one through the ages, Gary Moore trained 4-year-old hurdler, sired by Golden Horn. This is a well-bred flat horse. It's related to horses like your beer on the flat. I mean, I couldn't believe how well-bred this horse was. And you'll see there, it won its first 2 hurdles, went into a best mark of 114 when it won at Plumpton. And since then, it's been beaten in 2 egg and spoon handicap hurdles. And I've actually dismissed this horse already. It's going to be very difficult for the horse to continue to do anything really as a 4-year-old hurdler unless they go chasing with it. It's not really bred for that. This is one I've already dismissed, and I suggest others do the same. Although they should always use discernment and follow their own gut instinct. For me, not for me. This one, Masaccio, arguably the same, which is disappointing because I love the pedigree of this horse. Trained by Alan King and owned by the McNeils, sired by Master Craftsman. I mean, the condemning run for this one was this one in an £11,000 egg and spoon race in April, where it went round 11-2 and it was last. I mean, since then it's shown sort of decent form. It was fifth behind Captain Teague in the Challow, running to a mark of 129. Ran to 126, 127 when winning hurdles. But again, look at that. They placed the horse there in a £4,000 egg and spoon race, and it went 15 lower than its form, and then it's bottomed out. They've ruined their own horse with a truly awful bit of placing. I mean, looking at horses like this is important because it works out who knows what they're doing and who doesn't. You know, when you're looking at horses like this, Masaccio. So when people see a horse like this in these owners' connections, they have to be wary because they're proven with a horse like this, in my opinion. But they don't really know what they're doing. They don't really know what they've got. This horse is a very well-bred, beautifully bred flat horse. Masaccio. The next one, Park Princess, has been quite disappointing in its last two bumper runs. I quite like the pedigree of it, walking the parkside horse, trained by Anthony Honeyball in the UK. It won well on debut by 10 lengths, running to a mark of 100. And since then, it's been put in its place in two races by the same horse, Diva Luna. Fourth in a listed race at Market Rasen in February, and then at Aintree as well. It was ninth. I'd want to see this one in Mares Novice Hurdles. It's normally a strong division for me, the old Mares Novice Hurdle. It could be up against it, Park Princess. I'm expecting some very good ones, if at normal standards or anything to go by for me. But we'll have to wait and see. This one certainly deserves a look in Mares Novice Hurdles, I think. Without any shadow of a doubt, she looks a very interesting filly, as far as I'm concerned. And it will be interesting to see how the mare gets on. It's not one that I've given up hope totally. I'm good to see the connection balancing out a little bit now. But Park Princess, to me, an interesting one. I suppose the bumper one's always got a chance to improve over hurdles. This is definitely the case with the next one. Willie Mullins trained, Michael Feely owned Hen's Tooth. Another one side by Getaways. A side I've always tried, but can't get any on anywhere with him. Hen's Tooth again. Won a point-to-point, and then won by 10 lengths on its bumper debut at Limerick, went into a mark of 111. These Irish bumpers very tough. Seems to be put in its place in February at Leopardstown in the Grade 2, beaten at 22 lengths, ran into a mark of 109. Since then, it ran to a mark of 105 in an egg and spoon listed race at Fairyhouse in April, behind Redemption Day, where it was again well beaten on the day. This one couldn't be underestimated when it goes to hurdles. You know, in this all-powerful yard of Willie Mullins, could this one horse be underestimated? You know, the form, is it a graded class national hunt horse? I mean, it's probably hard to say, isn't it, on its bumper form? It'll need to improve to get to about 130, I think. But I'm willing to give it a run in a few novice hurdles and see how the horse gets on. But again, if people were to use their own discernment and say, what on earth is Newman following this horse for? It's useless. Then I can certainly understand where they're coming from. Buckaway Freddie is another one called an Elliott trained and owned 4-year-old gelding, inside by Flemonsforth. I mean, I looked at the pedigree on debut and I thought, yeah, this is a nice horse. I'll stick this on a maybe list and hopefully it'll win. Since then, they didn't win that day. It ran to a mark of 102. And then the run after that, it ran even worse. Ran into a mark of 79 in two what really are egg and spoon national and flat races. I mean, we've got some long distance maybes on this list, haven't we? And do they come of a longer maybe distance than Buckaway Freddie? You know, I'm not too sure they probably do. You know, this is one that has got plenty to do. And it's also the last horse on the list. So, like I said, we've got an hour. The stream has been okay. The signal has been okay. Only 2.3% of the frames have dropped. So we've really got to be happy with that. So hopefully it will be watchable to people watching it back. So I am going to leave the stream on the channel, definitely. So I'm going to leave it there now. Thank you very much, everybody, for taking the time to watch this live stream. If that is what you've done? I've got absolutely no idea who was watching this stream at all. But the stream now will end. Hope that's clarified the picture regarding a few maybes. I will be hoping to be back at some point where we've got to look at the horses already on the YouTube channel, horses that were picked last year and horses that were identified this year, the cream of the crop, to see how they got on. Did I make any mistakes? How good did they do? It'll be, as always, very interesting to take a look at things like that. But for now, I'm going to end this stream here. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic bank holiday and take care. Goodbye.